I'm a forensic artist. Worked for the San Jose Police Department from 1995 to 2011.
I showed up to a place I'd never been, and there was a guy with a drafting board.
We couldn't see them, they couldn't see us.
Tell me about your hair.
I didn't know what he was doing, but then I could tell after several questions that he was drawing me.
Tell me about your chin.
It kind of protrudes a little bit, especially when I smile.
Your jaw.
My mom told me I had a big jaw.
What would be your most prominent feature?
Kind of have a fat, rounder face.
The older I've gotten, the more freckles I've gotten.
I would say I have a pretty big forehead.
Once I get a sketch, I say thank you very much, and then they leave. I don't see them.
All I had been told before the sketch was to get friendly with this other woman, Chloe.
Today I'm gonna ask you some questions about a person you met earlier, and I'm gonna ask you some general questions about their face.
She was thin, so you could see her cheekbones. And her chin, it was a nice, thin chin.
She had nice eyes. They lit up when she spoke.
Cute nose.
She had blue eyes, very nice blue eyes.
So here we are. This is the sketch that you helped me create, and that's a sketch that somebody described of you.
So yeah, that's...
She looks closed off and fatter, sadder too. The second one looks more open, friendly, and happy.
I should be more grateful of my natural beauty. It impacts the choices and the friends that we make, the jobs we apply for, how we treat our children. It impacts everything. It couldn't be more critical to your happiness.
Do you think you're more beautiful than you say?
Yeah. Yeah.
We spend a lot of time as women analyzing and trying to fix the things that aren't quite right. And we should spend more time appreciating the things that we do like.
Hello, ladies. Look at your man. Now back to me. Now back at your man. Now back to me. Sadly, he isn't me. But if he stopped using lady-scented body wash and switched to Old Spice, he could smell like he's me. Look down. Back up. Where are you? You're on a boat with the man your man could smell like. What's in your hand? Back at me. I have it. It's an oyster with 2 tickets to that thing you love. Look again. The tickets are now diamonds. Anything is possible when your man smells like Old Spice and not a lady. I'm on a horse.
Double pepperoni?
Keep the change.
Touch me, I kill you, man.
New links excite. Even angels will fall.
I can't tell if it's positive or negative.
It's a iPod shuffle.
So, am I pregnant then, or?
Yeah, you're pregnant. It's a boy.
Oh my gosh!
Hello there. I'm here to pick up Helen.
Mom, he's here. Nice wheels.
Oh, thanks. Kiss me, young.
Hello there, handsome. Your dinner's in the microwave, dear.
Where do you want to go?
Any place. Just drive.
Mom?
This video series is looking at the question, does the mass media affect the audience? In this episode we're looking at uses and gratifications theory. Uses and gratifications theory looks at the audience as an active audience. In other words, it's not really looking at the question of how the mass media affects us, more how the audience reacts to the mass media. It assumes that the audience chooses the media it wants to watch for different reasons. Uses and gratifications can be summarised by saying that we watch the media for 5 different reasons. The first reason is to be informed and educated. We often use the media to be informed through programmes like the news. We can also be educated through a variety of programmes like documentaries. It doesn't just have to be these genres, any mass media can inform or educate us.
Shut your mouth!
Come on then.
Yeah?
Come on in, you skanky git. You like her, mate?
Yeah, maybe not all.
Why are you here?
I wanted to be a singer ever since I was a little girl, and I
Yes.
just love to be able to achieve my ambition today.
Okay.
Okay, maybe I'm being a bit unfair on television, but many people feel that television is dumbing down. In other words, it's not educating or informing us enough. Instead, it's just entertaining us in a bid to get more viewers. I personally would never stoop that low. Here's a clip of someone getting kicked in the face with a football. This brings me nicely on to the second reason why people watch the mass media, to be entertained. Obviously, we all like to be entertained by the mass media. It could make us laugh, cry, or maybe think deeply. The third reason is identity. We might identify with certain characters. The term role models has been around for ages, and we might look up to characters or people on television. It's generally accepted by psychologists that we learn from the people around us. It could be your friends, neighbours, family, teachers, and so on. So if we watch a lot of television, do we learn and mimic behaviours we see there? This can take many forms. You don't necessarily copy a character completely, but you might see character traits that you like or identify with and copy those. I always wanted to be just like Bruce Lee when I was younger. Okay, I still want to be like Bruce Lee. I actually want to be like Jean-Claude Van Damme as well, but I've grown out of that. It can also reinforce personality traits, so if you look up to someone that you see on TV, they act in a certain way, you might mimic that and feel justified in doing so. People have used this idea of gaining identity through television to suggest that the music industry might have a negative effect on young people. Other people are concerned about violence on television, and we might learn violent behaviours through watching TV. Others are concerned with the fashion industry and its effect on body image in young women. This is a big subject and I'm hoping to cover this in other videos. Hopefully there'll be a link somewhere around here. Next comes integration and social interaction. This is the idea that people take the programs they see and then chat about them later. You can probably see that's a bit like reception theory. Click on the link if you want to find out more about that. Within this section there's also an idea of imagined community. It's the idea that you might feel like when you're watching something, you're watching it with loads of other people, even if they're not sitting right next to you. Reality TV often tries to heighten this experience with phone-ins or backstage shows. And the fifth reason we watch the mass media is for escapism. Adventure films or computer games often have a great deal of escapism, and you can escape into someone else's life and be someone else for maybe an hour or so. So that's a simplified look at uses and gratifications. The main point being that the audience is active and they choose the mass media that they watch for different reasons. As with all these theories, it has been criticised and developed. People have raised the idea that it suggests that we get all our needs from television in some way, but actually we get our needs from our family and friends and we learn our behaviours from them as well. It also doesn't offer a lot of insight into how we decode that media text. Also, a lot of research into this happened before the social media boom. Research into uses and gratifications has been developed to take into account social media such as Facebook or even mobile phones. Some people have said it goes a bit further and that we might have media dependency. That's something we might all suffer from. Try giving up media for one day. One thing that's worth considering here is how these theories all link together. So if a certain person watches the same news programme to be informed, we could link in cultivation theory into this, especially if that programme is backing up and reinforcing their opinions. If we are learning from programmes and they are affecting us, maybe making us violent in some way, that could link to the hypodermic needle model. The social interaction aspect could link to the two-step flow theory or even reception theory. So by combining all these theories, you can start to get an idea of how the mass media may influence us or how we react to the mass media. So here's all those links again, in case you wanted to go back over and have a look at the different theories. I hope you got something out of this video series.
Liberals call this flyover country. It's an insult. But nobody insults your life like this guy, Michael Bloomberg, billionaire, elitist, hypocrite. Bloomberg tries to ban your snack foods, your soda, and most of all, your guns. Bloomberg said the largest county in Colorado is as far rural as you can get. I don't think there's roads there. That's what he thinks of your state, too. Hey, Bloomberg, keep your politics in New York, and keep your hands off our guns and our freedom.
Hey, Gracie. You know how our family has daddy and mommy?
And me.
Yeah, that's right. Pretty soon, you're gonna have a baby brother.
And a puppy.
Deal.
There will be a seat left open, a light left on, a favorite dinner waiting, a warm bed made. There will be walks to take, swings to push, and baths to give. on your block, at the school, in your church, because in your home, in our hearts, you've been missed. You've been needed. You've been cried for, prayed for. You've been the reason we push on. Half the battle is just knowing this is half the battle. Because when you're home, we're more than a family. We are a nation that is whole again.
Americans, we're the creators of things born of an independent spirit, designers of the great, architects of the useful, composers of the loud, builders of the beautiful. We live in a country that lets people make things they believe in, and that's as American as, well,
In this video series, we're looking at narrative. This first video looks at binary opposition, Propp's fairy tale characters, and Todorov's equilibrium theory. Narrative is related to audience theory, as narrative is created to appeal to an audience. Narrative elements are created to entice an audience or to keep them interested. Narrative and storytelling seem to be similar across different cultures, as most themes are consistent in old folk stories, even though the cultures may not have even met. So what are the common traits of storytelling? We'll start with Vladimir Propp. He studied Russian folk stories and suggested that characters in stories all have a narrative function. He came up with 31 functions of characters. I'm not going to go through each of these, instead I'll put a link in the description at the bottom. They're fairly self-explanatory. Probably more useful for us is that he also suggested there are 7 common character types that appear in most folk stories. So can we still see these in our stories and films today? The first of these 7 character types is the hero. This should be fairly self-explanatory. Let's apply these character types to Star Wars. So our hero is Luke. Then we have the villain, who struggles against the hero. The villain in this case is the evil Emperor, or depending on which episode you're watching, Darth Vader. Then there's the donor or the enabler, who prepares the hero in some way or gives the hero some magical object. In this case it's Obi-Wan Kenobi. He trains Luke and gives him a lightsaber. Then there's the helper, who helps the hero in their quest. In this case it's the droids. Actually, are these the droids we're looking for? Then there's the princess. Ooh, that's definitely not the princess we're looking for. Why does Darren feel like he has to dress up like that? So the princess is often sought for during the narrative. Then there's the false hero. So they're perceived as a good character in the beginning, but emerges as evil later on. In this case, Lando Calrissian. Again, depending on which episode, perhaps Darth Vader or Anakin Skywalker. Then there's the Dispatcher, a character who sends the hero off on their quest. In this case, it's Obi-Wan Kenobi or R2-D2. R2-D2 delivers the message, Obi-Wan sends him out. So there's perhaps 7 character types, and we can relate this to many mainstream films. Our next theorist is Todorov, who suggested that conventional narratives are structured in 5 stages. These stages start with a state of equilibrium, where all's normal. Then there's a disruption of the equilibrium. Then there's a recognition by the main characters of this disruption. Then there's an attempt to repair the disruption, often the main bulk of the story, after which there's a reinstatement of the equilibrium, where all's back to normal. So let's apply this to Star Trek's Into Darkness. At the start of the movie we see the equilibrium, which is Spock and Kirk on their adventures. And back home at planet Earth, everything's great, calm and peaceful. Then there's the disruption, where parts of London get blown up. This disruption continues as Kirk and his colleagues are attacked. This overlaps slightly with the recognition of the disruption, because Kirk is finding out what's happening. And when they do realise what's happening, they need to repair it. They attempt to repair it by going after the person who caused the disruption. And in this attempt to repair, lots of fighting happens, with lots of tense scenes.
I can't do anything.
Then, in the end, everybody dies. No, of course not. It's a reinstatement of the equilibrium. So we're pretty much back to where we started, with of course a few minor changes. This type of narrative structure is very familiar to us and can be applied to many mainstream film narratives. We can develop this idea of storytelling with Claude Levi-Strauss and his notion of binary opposition. He suggested that all narratives are driven by a constant creation of conflict, and that narrative can only end on a resolution of this conflict. Often this can be as simple as good versus evil, but it doesn't have to be this simplistic. It might be light and dark, or fear and confidence. So hopefully that's given you an insight into binary opposition, Propp's fairy tale characters, and Todorov's equilibrium theory. In the next video we're looking at Barth's narrative codes and Cameron's modular narratives.
Hello, excuse me, I'd like an egg McMuffin now.
Hello?
I said an egg McMuffin and a large cup of coffee.
Can you just say that one more time, please? Sir, did you say an egg McMuffin and a large coffee?
With cream and sugar, please. How much?
Hello? Hey, who? What's up? Nothing, B. Just watching the game, having a bud. What's up with you? Nothing. Watching the game, having a bud. True. True. What's up? What's up? Yo, who's that? Yo! Yo, pick up the phone! Hello? What's that? What's up? Yo, where's Dookie? Yo, Dookie! Yo. What's that? What's that? Hold on. Hello? So what's up, B? Watching the game, having a bud. True. True.
Fundamentals of our economy are strong, but these are very, very difficult times. And we've always believed that our best days are ahead of us.
Hello?
What's up, B?
Nothing. Lost my home. Looking for a job. What's up with you?
Still in Iraq. Watching my ass.
True. True.
Yo, who's that?
Hold on for a second. Yo, pick up the phone.
Yo, forget the phone. I need painkillers. You got money for painkillers?
Just pick up the phone.
Hello?
What's up?
What's up?
Where's Dookie?
Hey, yo, Dookie!
Pick up the phone! Dookie! Pick up the phone!
What's up?
Hello?
So what's up, B?
Change. That's what's up. Change.
เป็นเป็ดแล้วจะบิน เป็นคนหูหนวกแล้วจะเล่นไวโอลิน เธอจะบ้าเหรอ ทำไมไม่ไปเรียนวิชาอื่น เสียเวลาคนอื่นเขา
custody. So the spotlight is once again shone on the grey area of homeowners' rights to protect their properties.
This isn't right. The three little pigs are the victims.
Blew down 2 houses. You got what you deserve.
But the pigs went too far.
You have every right to defend your property.
Kick your chinny chin chins up, fellas.
Boiling someone alive hardly constitutes reasonable
Somebody is
force.
going to break the law and intrude on you.
Can't protect yourself in your own home.
A man's home is his castle.